The story that stops the dream right where it stands. Once upon a time, before morning or midnight ever mattered, a quiet mind mistook itself for something that could lie down, get up, grow tired, or be restored. It believed in routines. It believed in rises and rests. It believed in cycles as old as clocks and as fragile as breath. But this story isn't about bedtime. This is the story for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is the story that refuses to wait for darkness to tell the truth. Because the truth doesn't need a pillow, and it never needed the night. A moment arrived when the mind finally paused long enough to hear the very thing the world had been drowning out. The pause wasn't sleep. It wasn't rest. It wasn't fatigue. It was recognition. The old rhyme whispered, "Now I lay me down." But nothing in this story had ever stood up. Bodies rise, dreams rise, illusions rise, but awareness never moved. Everything the world taught about keeping a soul fell apart the moment the mind saw that nothing can be kept when nothing can be lost. The idea of my soul dissolved like sugar in warm water. There is no my. There is no your. There is only the ocean pretending to portion itself into waves. And then came the fear line, if I should die before I wake. But this story isn't here to frighten children or frighten the child still hiding inside an adult shape. This story knows the trick. If nothing unreal can live, nothing unreal can die. So the idea of dying before waking suddenly sounded like someone worrying about the end of a dream while still dreaming. The page turned, softly, and the last plea of the old rhyme appeared, "I pray the Lord my soul to take." But what could an everything take from itself? What could an ocean take from its own water? What could love take when love is the giver and the receiver and the gift? The word take vanished. Control vanished. Fear vanished. All that remained was the simple recognition that no one has ever owned a soul, lost a soul, given a soul, or handed one over. Soul is not a possession. It is identity. It is being. It is the light behind the eyelids, unchanged whether open or shut. This is where the ancient story turns. Not toward sleep, not toward dreaming, but toward the moment the dreamer realizes the dream cannot confine what dreams it. No blanket needed, no ritual needed, no night required. This story ends the way all real endings end, by dissolving the beginning that never truly began. Nothing real can be harmed. Nothing unreal exists. And in that knowing, the mind didn't fall asleep. It finally woke. Witness, if you will, a simple rhyme recited in darkened rooms for generations. A cradle song whispered to quiet small bodies, but never quite quieting the mind that spoke it. Words about laying down, keeping souls, dying before waking, and a Lord who might take what was never separate to begin with. Tonight the rhyme was placed under a different light, one that doesn't flicker, doesn't dim, and doesn't wait for bedtime to tell the truth. A mind discovered that nothing lies down when nothing ever stood up. A soul cannot be kept when it cannot be lost. Death cannot come to what was never born. And no God of love has anything left to take, for nothing has ever left the place it belongs. In a universe built of thoughts, where fear writes lullabies and memory writes nightmares, a single recognition can stop the dream right where it stands. That recognition is simple. Nothing real can be threatened. And nothing unreal is worth fearing. Tonight's feature was not about a child's prayer. It was about the one reciting it, standing at the edge of the twilight between dreaming and waking, ready to step into the only light that has ever been real. You have just left the familiar territory of superstition, separation, and bedside rhymes, and taken your first steps into a place where the lights never go out. A small region with no bedtime, no morning, and no fear of anything that moves in the dark. A region known simply as the Twilight Zone.